What is up, guys? Hello and welcome to another classic review and more Beast Wars. To be correct, this is the Hasbro Beast Wars Optimus Primal Transmetal version. Long ass title, once again. This is a classic review. This is a kid's toy from my youth that I dug out, and I was like, you know what? I want to have a look back, especially with Masterpiece, the Masterpiece line, now doing Beast Wars figures, and with me liking my chrome, shiny dudes. The Transmetal Megatron is some of my favorite design for Megatron as a whole. Moving over to Primal, that is probably some of the weakest design. Not in animal form. In animal form, I think it still looks pretty badass. That's probably because of the chrome. And I don't know, he has the things on his back. I don't know if they're supposed to be on there in animal mode or not. I only have one, by the way, but we'll get to that. Having a look at the detail, the face looks very angry, and that was always with these Beast Wars figures. They always looked pissed. I mean, seriously. Chrome is cool. Ring light shining off like crazy. That makes it even better. You have some more chrome red on shoulders going on, and all this metallic, not metallic, but robotic detail. And there's a lot. I mean, the molding on these guys is pretty impressive. Even going down to the joints over here to make it look good, to make it look like a robot. And that was the Transmetal theme. In animal mode, they look more like robots than in robot mode. Haha! The twist. Wow! I didn't see that one coming. Also, this is a hinge for his gun. Don't have that on. And he has a pretty ugly backpack in the legs. Overall, this is one of the transformation that is very simple, and he doesn't really look great in animal mode. I mean, this is really dumb. I mean, the back of it is cool, and I completely forgot to tell you the size. I'm just gonna have him stand up straight. He stands at about 13.5 centimeters to the top of his head, which means he's a little over 5 inches, 5.3. I'd say 5.4 maybe. Anyhow, articulation, he has nothing going on in the head. His the shoulders have a big hinge over here, and you can rotate it around. And obviously, because of the hinge, you can bring it up all the way and goes down. We have a bicep swivel. We have a single hinge in the elbow, and it actually looks good. I like how this is molded. Obviously, this is not great, but whatever. I mean, once again, it's a kid's toy, so we're not gonna rag on articulation stuff too much. This is not staying together as much. This is also old, so I'm not gonna complain about that either. The torso rotates around all the way, and the funny thing is, like, this entire back piece is rotating with it, which is pretty cool. At least they did that right. Legs downstairs. I think I completely forgot that part of Megatron. I apologize, but it's basically the same for all of them. They have the hinge that goes into the crotch part, and you can bring him up all the way. You can bring him out to the side all the way, and he doesn't really go back at all because he's getting blocked by this. I mean, I can move that out, and then it goes back. And the feet doesn't really move at all. I mean, you just have this. It's a hinge. It's for the transformation. And what is all this all about? Like, that's for the vehicle animal mode, transportation mode. I don't remember what they call that. So yeah, this is transportation mode, vehicle mode, whatever you want to call it. He has a skateboard, and that's it, or like a snowboard or a hoverboard. He has actually small wheels attached down there, so you can roll around. Not really well, because it's just like these wheels are so tiny, and just like they're already connected. They don't even move around if you don't lift this piece up a little bit. But yeah, he has that. He can fly around like on his hoverboard. That's how it was in the show. It could fly for whatever reason. I don't know. To make it really gimmicky, it's like the gun. Like the gun that goes over here was like powering it up. Like, just let's get on with it and get to robot mode. this is robot mode. Very simple transformation. I just did it on camera. I don't know if I'll leave it in, just for the record. If I'm like on the video and I'm like, oh, did you see me transform him? And I don't leave it in, then you know why. So he has the gun, and overall look, like I said at the beginning of the review, this is probably some of the worst looking Prime I've ever seen. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this. It's just like, look at his face. Oh, I know he's a monkey. I get it. He's a gorilla. But this is just, I don't know. I feel like they didn't do this correctly. I do like the paint job at the chest over here. That's something you don't really see on kids' toys, at least not these days, that they would do something like a conversion over here. It's still kind of weird because of the tips of the hairs. They're going also a light brownish, but whatever. The molding's cool. Very muscly monkey. The arms are still exactly the same. You don't really do anything with the arms. You just turn out, you replace the hands with same looking hands, just you have some fur textured on here, while before there was some robot stuff on there. And yeah, for the feet you just flip out the hoverboard, and there you go. It's I don't know. So articulation, his head actually moves around. In gorilla mode he doesn't do that, or in like robotic chrome mode, let's call it like that, because technically this would be gorilla mode. He looks a lot more like one. The arms are exactly the same, nothing has changed there. He still rotates around over here, and the legs are still also the same. You now have only difference, now you have a knee basically with this, and you can also rotate this around, which I don't know, I guess that helps for some dynamic posing, some more dynamic posing. And he has a gun, and you can actually put this one, I think, I mean, I hope I don't say anything stupid. This goes in there, just jam that in there, just put it in, and then you press down at the back, and it's like going out. Doesn't have a button or anything, just have a spring in there, and it has the tip of it comes out in the back, and there you go. It actually works pretty nicely, considering there isn't a button or anything, without a button. But yeah, you can put the gun over there. I think I've shown that already, but I'll show it again. You have a nice holster for it. And there's some other thing he did. I think he did that once or twice in the show. I don't remember, but it was there. So you can also have turret mode, because it's not gimmicky enough. Let's have another gimmick. And basically is what you do, you fold this over, and he has some kind, I'm just calling it turret mode because it's kind of like a turret. So if you had both these warning stars over here, you could imagine like two guns, pew 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 pew. He actually did that in the show, I'm 99% sure. If I dreamed that up, then you can feel free to tell me I'm an idiot. But anyhow, you can do that, you can pose them like that. I mean, it's cool that you can do that, just saying. It's not something I'm particularly fond of. And he also holds these, by the way, if you're wondering. Meep. And there you go. Monkey smash. And I forgot the size once again. Yes, he has grown. He's a big boy now. Big monkey. Big bot, actually. 17 centimeters to the top of his head, which means he's a little shy of 7 inches, 6.8, 6.9, something around there. I don't have the detailed inches, sorry guys. Fun thoughts, this is, like I've already mentioned, a pretty weak Prime. I mean, overall the design is not their fault, that's how he looked in the show, and I wasn't a fan of that in the beginning at all, but I had the Megatron in the Transmetals, so I also wanted Prime to, you know, yin and yang, whatever. And I mean, the figure itself has still some pretty cool articulation, and the transformation is done. The legs are really not good. I mean, it works. It's a simple transformation. That's cool, especially for kids. I mean, it should, not like that unholy dragon Megatron that apparently you need 5 people. One of them needs to be a rocket scientist to transform. I mean, I heard legends about it. I don't actually have that figure, but whatever. Verdict: this is probably one of the weaker Primes out there. Or Primal. I'm really looking all over the spectrum, and this is not one of the very greats. This is one of the lower ones. But hey, at least it's not Beast Machines. That was horrible. I'm sorry. But yeah, anyhow, this is gonna do it as usual, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, feel free to hit it up with a like. and maybe subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever Optimus Primal wants.